It's been 84 years.
Hi everyone and welcome to KRYPTALK, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. In this episode, I'm just going to use euro prices, so I'm going to do all the analysis on euro. We're going to talk about how Bitcoin seems to be struggling to break the 10,000 euro psychological level. We're going to talk about how a well-known company has just bought 21,000 Bitcoin, and we're going to look at how to dollar cost average or euro cost average. I'm going to show you how to do it, and over the next 10 episodes, I'm going to do a little euro cost averaging experiment. So yeah, if that sounds good to you, stick around. This is episode number 12, and the title of this episode is When Will Bitcoin Smash 10,000 Euro? So let's take a quick look at the charts. Okay, let's get the basics out of the way. This is the Kraken chart. These are 4 hourly candles. So each of these candles represents 4 hours of trading. And Bitcoin is trading at 9,749 euros. So still underneath that 10,000 euro level. And having a look at the daily chart, before we do anything with that, we're just going to have a look at the RSI. So this graph down here is the RSI, this trend line. Basically, if the RSI is a number, relative strength index, it's a number between 0 and 100. The closer Bitcoin gets to 100, that means it's overbought and probably due a correction, and the closer it gets to 0, it means it's oversold and due a pump. So this is it's at 58.85. That's healthy enough. So it's not anywhere near 100 really. It's kind of just is what it is. It's a percentage really. Alright, so just got rid of the RSI to make it a little easier to see. So these are daily candles. So it's still the Kraken exchange, but these are daily candles. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm using Kraken now is because their fees are only 0.26%. So if you buy €100 worth of Bitcoin, basically all of it is going to get Bitcoin. They're going to take 26 cents. Whereas if I do that on Coinbase, it's nearly €4 they take off me every time. So yeah, it's a bit more difficult to use. But at the end, I'll have my Twitter handle there, and if you have any questions about it, I can I'll definitely answer them. But yeah, Kraken, like 26 cents out of €100. So if you buy €100 worth of Bitcoin, you get €99 and 74 cents all of Bitcoin. The rest is the tiny amount of fees taken. Okay, so taking a look at these daily candles now, we can see, so the Bollinger Bands here, this basis here, the midpoint of the Bollinger Bands, we're still above that. We're kind of coming down to test that a bit, and the EMA ribbon as well, we're still kind of bouncing off that. I would imagine we will get a bounce off this. Again, no one knows, but it's just with all the indicators coming out, it's very, very bullish. All the great news we've had over the last few weeks and months and even years, I do think it's going to bounce off this and proceed to the upside. I think it's just kind of cooling off, just another consolidation pattern. And zooming out to the weekly, it looks even healthier because it's well above the EMA ribbon, well above the basis of the Bollinger Band this week here, although we're putting in a kind of a bearish candle here. Now, if you look at the week beforehand, this week here, the one I'm pointing at, so the close on that was 9,917 there about euro. Now, if you're looking over here, last year when it hit $14,000, there's only 2 closes that were higher than that, 2 weekly closes that were higher than this. This one here of 10,167, and this one here is slightly higher of 10,260 thereabouts. Now it did get up higher, but it was just a wick up and down. So when it went straight up and didn't close at that price, it just spent some time above that price and then dropped down again. So remember, all the prices are in euro today because I figure, I'm Irish, I'm living in Europe. Maybe there's some Europeans looking at this that it'd be better and more relatable if we do it in euro. Plus, there's another reason. I think the reason Bitcoin is in this ascending triangle, what I mean by ascending triangle here is if you look at this line here, it's forming a low point, then a higher low, then another higher low. So it touched it here, here, and here. Just want to highlight them there. Point of contact here, point of contact here. Come down to test it again here. But at the top, it's kind of forming consistently, it's kind of struggling with the 10,000 euro range. So what I mean here is you had a fake out here, just went up, didn't spend that much time out above 10,000 euro, and it had a fake out here, again went up, didn't spend that much time, only a few hours. Here it touched it a few times but was rejected. Here it touched it a few times but was rejected. So I don't think it's as much about breaking the $12,000 level. I think it's more about actually breaking the 10,000 euro level, because there's psychological levels. When Bitcoin broke $10,000, it's a psychological level, and it's a big kind of a big even number. It makes for great headlines. Bitcoin breaks $10,000. More people are brought into this, more people FOMO into it, and the price tends to increase. So I think the same thing is happening, or similar is happening with the 10,000 euro level, because a lot of people who buy Bitcoin are from Europe. They use the euro. So I think this is when we see it break the 10,000 euro level, we're going to see kind of another rally to the upside, I think. Again, for not financial advice, do your own research. Bitcoin does what it wants. So if I just have a look at the target, I'm going to look at the bearish and the bullish target, and I'm going to talk about another bearish thing in a moment. So if I just look at this, so there's the initial, there's the flagpole, or in this ascending triangle. So there's the height of it. So it's going to clone that. You've seen me do this before, and it's actually worked out a few times. So let's say the breakout is here. So I'll just take a quick look here, and let's just say, so the Bitcoin price is here. Let's say it comes down and tests again, and then comes back up and breaks about here. So then you're looking at a target. What target would that be? So here would be about 11,000 euro. Okay. Now on the flip side, let's say if it doesn't break to the upside. So if it doesn't break to the upside, the same height, but it will go in the different direction. So let's say when it touches down here, the next time it touches down here, then you're looking at a target of 8,570. You know, I really don't think that's going to happen because of all the bullish news and because of the way the charts are looking, and you know, vast amount of indicators are looking good. Now there is a case for that though, because this is called a double top. You have, you know, it tried to break this level up here around, you know, 10,200 twice. You know, it's not the perfect double top. The second top is supposed to be lower than that. So the peak of this, well, it actually is, yeah. So the peak of this is 10,282 euro. The peak here is 10,225. So that could be a double top, which will send it down. Yeah, so that's all. That's it for the charts. That's what I'm looking at the moment. So I finally hit 100 subscribers. And even though this is just a mini milestone, I want to say thank you to anyone who's watched the videos, liked the videos, or subscribed to the channel so far. If you are watching this video and you're getting some sort of value, maybe you'll consider clicking that subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel. And the data is showing that most people who are watching the video actually aren't subscribed. So if you do manage to subscribe, it keeps you up to date with the latest Bitcoin price trends, price action, and news. It saves you some time from reading all the articles that I read during the day or during the week. Okay, right now I want to talk about dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is when you invest a certain fixed amount of Bitcoin periodically. For example, maybe you're going to choose to buy, €5 worth of Bitcoin every week or every fortnight or every month, and then it builds up over time. So your amount of Bitcoin will build up, and if the price increases, you'll be in profit. Obviously, it decreases, you'll be in loss. So what I'm going to do is over the next 10 episodes, I'm going to release an episode probably on average once a week, and I'm going to buy €10 worth of Bitcoin. At the end of 10 weeks, then we'll see if it's in profit or loss. So it's a good way of showing how dollar cost averaging works, or euro cost averaging, as we're talking about euro in this video. All right, so I'm just going to buy the first €10 worth of Bitcoin right now. So I've logged into my Coinbase account, and I'm just going to buy €10. So right, there you go, 10. So buy €10, one-time purchase. That's fine. Bitcoin, that's all right. Okay. And here's the order preview. So that just tells me how much Bitcoin I'm getting for €10. So I'm getting just over 0.0009 because Bitcoin is very expensive at the moment. And click ahead and buy. My purchase was successful. Before I have a look at the portfolio, I just want to have a look at here, this invite your friends. If you go down to the description of this video, you'll find my affiliate link for Coinbase. And if you click on that, sign up, and you buy like €84.74 worth of Bitcoin for yourself, we'll both get €8.47 free. Okay, so this is my portfolio. There is nothing in this, only the €10 I just bought. The reason it doesn't say €10 is because of fees, and that's one of the reasons I don't use Coinbase anymore. I use Kraken because their fees are much lower, but maybe they're not as easy to use. So that's the reason it doesn't say 10. Obviously, this is going to go up and down as the Bitcoin price fluctuates. So I have nothing in this at all because I use Kraken to buy, and I use the Ledger Nano S cold storage wallet to store. I've spoke about that in previous videos. There's an affiliate link also. It's actually in the description of all my videos if you want to pick one of those up. It's the safest way of storing your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But yeah, so I'm going to do this every episode for 10 episodes and just see at the end of 10 episodes if it's in profit or in loss. Could be an interesting little experiment to do. Okay, the first piece of news we're going to look at is by Forbes, and the headline reads, one of the biggest ever bets on Bitcoin worth a massive 250 million is already paying off. So the Nasdaq listed data analytics firm MicroStrategy has bought a little over 21,000 Bitcoin. Remember, the supply is only 21 million. So they've just bought 0.1%, so like 10% of the entire Bitcoin supply, which is massive. They spent $250 million to provide a reasonable hedge against inflation. So there's that theme again that Bitcoin's price, it's going to appreciate, it's going to increase over time. It's a hedge against inflation. You get more purchasing power, and has seen over 100 million added to its value since the purchase was revealed. Right, so a few quotes here. So we have, our investment in Bitcoin is part of our new capital allocation strategy, which seeks to maximize long-term value for our shareholders. MicroStrategy Chief Executive Michael Saylor said in a statement, adding that the company believes Bitcoin is a dependable store of value and an attractive investment asset with more long-term appreciation potential than holding cash. This is the complete opposite to the bull run of 2017, because in the bull run of 2017 there was nowhere near as much mainstream adoption. In fact, like a lot of these big financial institutions, hedge funds, banks, all that kind of stuff, they were coming out against Bitcoin. They didn't want anything to do with it, and a lot of them seem to have done a U-turn. So the MicroStrategy stock price added over 10% to its 1.3 billion market capitalization following the Bitcoin purchase announcement, increasing the company's market value by over 100 million as investors cheered the move, and somewhat ties MicroStrategy's valuation to the price of Bitcoin. So just to be clear, their share price went up, but that wasn't because Bitcoin went up. The Bitcoin price was, however, broadly unmoved by the news MicroStrategy had snapped up 21,000 of a total possible supply of 21 million Bitcoin, though that didn't stop many Bitcoin trader and analysts from arguing it is bullish for Bitcoin in the long term. How can it not be? It's simple supply and demand. You know, Bitcoin it's this scarcity argument again. Bitcoin is getting gradually scarcer and scarcer. And if you think about this, since the halving, when the Bitcoin blockchain reward was dropped from 12.5 Bitcoin every 10 minutes to 6.25 every block or every 10 minutes. So there's, I think, about 93,000 or something, about 86,000. So in around 80,000 Bitcoins have been mined since the halving on 12th of May. This is a quarter of that. So they just, in one transaction, boom, they just eat up a quarter of all the coins that have been mined since May. So this is bullish. All right, the second article by Financial Times, it's kind of similar. So rampant Bitcoin gives crypto hedge funds a big lift. So hedge funds associated on cryptocurrencies are on a hot streak, having managed to navigate choppy markets much better than peers focused on more mainstream assets such as stocks and bonds. Crypto fund managers have returned more than 50% over the 7 months to the end of July, compared with the low single-digit gains that hedge funds generated across traditional classes of assets, according to data provider Eureka Hedge. Last year, crypto hedge funds gained 16%, again outshining mainstream hedge funds, which were up 9%. So hedge funds focusing on crypto tend to be doing better in Bitcoin. Crypto and hedge funds focusing on Bitcoin and crypto tend to be doing better than stocks and assets, traditional assets. So the pickup profits comes after a rally in Bitcoin, now up 60% for the year against the US dollar and up 130% from a trough in March that has benefited buy and hold investors. So if you bought basically March 16th to March crash when it was at its lowest, you know, you're up over like 131%. It's massive. So there's no yield on crypto, but look at it this way, the floor in Bitcoin is zero, whereas in many traditional markets we now have negative rates and yields, said Max Boonin, co-founder of crypto trading company B2C2. So like if you're maybe holding some assets, they can go into negative rates and you end up owing money. So it's Bitcoin can go to zero, doubtful, but you're not going to, if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. You're not going to end up owing money to who? The Bitcoin police? Doesn't exist. So investing in cryptocurrency remains fraught with regulatory risks, while high levels of volatility can be deterrent, but the prospect of strong returns over a longer period has been powerful to investors. And the last part there, in the second quarter of the year, Grayscale, they're another company that buys up loads and loads of Bitcoin, kind of like the first article, attracted 900 million in inflows, 3 times as much as the whole of 2019. So that's the game changer for this bull run. So this post-halving, the post-March 12, 2020 Bitcoin halving, one of the game changers is that there is massive mainstream interest and adoption. These companies are gobbling up this. The supply is going to get gradually... I think over years, obviously with the halving, the supply is going to be decreased gradually, and that's if there's an increased demand, the price is, it has to mean the price is going to increase. Like, I can't see it any other way. Although, you know, the usual blah blah could fall to zero. I just don't believe that, but do your own research. And the third and final article for today is by Cointelegraph, and it's bullish as well. But look, it's becoming, these days it's harder and harder to find bearish news articles these days. Just a very, very bullish time we're in. So Bitcoin echoing 2017 bull run, and report says buyers entered at $10,000. So they see $10,000 as a bargain for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is repeating the bull run that sent it to $20,000. Chart data shows, as a new report says, 10,000 was an entry point for some investors. So again, it's not too late. Start dollar cost averaging. The key metric. So this is the key metric. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. This is like a Twitter handle. It's like, I'm not sure. It's like Philby or Philip. I'm not sure. Said it is the interplay between the Bitcoin and US dollar spot price and its 20-week moving average, which is just a trend line calculated on, you know, the various different prices at very different times. At present, the relationship between two is copying that from late 2016. That's even before we went on that massive 2017 bull run, laying the foundations for a bull run which delivered returns of over 3,000% within a year. So that's 30x. But that's what I was saying in my episode a few episodes ago about like the potential $88,000 target. That was a 30x. Focusing on the near term, however, fellow Cointelegraph analyst Michael van de Pope argued that a failure to retain 11,200 would result in a correction towards $10,000. Okay, I tend to agree. Maybe it depends on how the next few days go, really. Yeah, look, there is that double top form, and it could drop down, but it just seems very resilient at the moment. And Philby, look, if I'm actually pronouncing that wrong, let me know in the comments section, because I don't know how to pronounce this Twitter handle. But I'm just going to go with Philby. Had previously told Telegram trading channel subscribers that reaching 11,600 would fuel a return to 12,000, but that this would be unlikely cleared. And that's exactly what happened. It happened earlier on in the week. It reclaimed the $12,000 level, but then was rejected again for the second time. So OKX, so the research arm of cryptocurrency exchange OKX, said its technical investigations revealed definitive support for Bitcoin at $10,000, and I definitely agree. It was looking so good over $9,000 for 2 months of that boring consolidation phase, then it had a rapid rally up, and now it seems comfortable over $10,000. What's it now? 11.4. So moreover, the position build up leading to the current levels between 10 and 12k, coupled with the current mildness of profit taking. A lot of people aren't selling, or it's just selling maybe, you know, maybe taking small amounts of profits. There doesn't seem to be mass dumping, because all those whales, as we've discussed before, are putting a lot of their holdings into cold storage wallets, or taking them off the exchanges, which is kind of a sign that they're not going to sell, they're hodling. So indicates that these prices were deemed reasonable entry points by participants. It also indicates that those in profit are willing to hold their coins for larger gains in the future. Look, I started looking at this in 2015 and I knew nothing about it. And all I was just checking the price and reading articles that come up. And every time I check the price, it might go like 1,000. Next time I check it, 2,000. Next thing be back to 800. Next thing I check, it'd be 3,000. There seems to be these normal levels it reached. And at the moment, 10,000 seems reasonable to buy Bitcoin. Fine, it's 11,400, but it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen in the next few months. I think I can't help but being positive. I can't help but being bullish. If you bought in the last few months or the last few years, you know, congratulations, you're in profit. Unless, of course, you bought at the all-time high, which you're still waiting. But I think if you hold on, you should be all right. But again, not financial advice. Yeah, they're the 3 news articles for today. Okay, folks, that's the end of this episode. So if you've enjoyed the content or got some sort of value out of it, please be sure to like and subscribe. And as usual, Shláinte. Bye. Hey, if you're still watching and you know nothing about Bitcoin, or maybe you know a little bit about Bitcoin but you want to learn more, consider watching the videos in the Bitcoin Basics playlist above my head right now. Also consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're on Twitter, that's my handle right there. Thanks.